40,000. Now we'll do a typical physicist-like approximation. How many days are there in a year? The engineer, the social scientist might say 365. The physicist will say, oh, about 400. Why? Because it divides easier. We don't like this. So that's about 100 per day. 100 deaths per day in automobiles. And yet a train crashes and 25 people are killed, and that's the headlines. What's going on here? Well, those are the numbers. Public perception is when they're concentrated in one place at one time, we are more interested in it. Do I understand that? No. Is it logical? You know, what is logic? Is it logic to worry about a death? We all die. There's no logic here. It's just a matter of the way society works. So the question is, should we worry about that one death in 25,000 more than we'd worry about one death among 25? You guys are more expert on this than I am.
Hey guys, yes, back with you with another video. This video is titled Down the Nuclear Rabbit Hole, and you'll understand why here shortly. And it's going to be one of the first videos of a series of videos I'm going to put out on how nuclear power was bred from war. Okay, now the gentleman you just watched in the video, his name is Richard A. Muller. Okay, let's quickly go through this. I'm going to try to get this done pretty quickly because I'm going to make more videos here in the future that's going to break all this down. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. You guys ready? Okay, Richard Muller. Okay, University of Berkeley. Okay, so let's see here. They have a $6.8 billion endowment. Okay, I'm a founding member of the Association of American Universities. 1900, presidents of Harvard, Columbia, Johns Hopkins, University of Chicago, most importantly, and the University of California, they all met up in Chicago, and they invited 9 other universities to become this group to try to keep the information as correct as possible, basically. That's kind of how I got it. Okay. Okay, it's Berkeley is part of Berkeley, Livermore, and Los Alamos, and has played a prominent role in many scientific advances from the Manhattan Project and the discovery of 16 chemical elements to the breakthroughs in computer science and genomics. Berkeley is also known for political activism and free speech movement. All right. Let's back it on up. Lawrence Berkeley is a United States national laboratory that is owned by and conducts scientific research on behalf of the United States Department of Energy. Okay? Department of Energy. It's an executive department of the U.S. federal government that oversees U.S. national energy policies and manages the research and development of nuclear power and nuclear weapons in the United States. Nuclear weapons, nuclear reactor production for the United States Navy, energy-related research, and domestic energy production and energy conservation. See what their budget is. $31.7 billion. Wow. Formation and consolidation. In 1942, during World War II, the United States started the Manhattan Project, a project to develop the atomic bomb under the eye of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. After the war, in 1946, the Atomic Energy Commission was created to control the future of the project. The Atomic Energy Act of 1946 also created the framework for the first national laboratories. Among other nuclear projects, the AEC produced fabricated uranium fuel cores at locations such as Fernald Feed Materials Production Center in Cincinnati, Ohio. They also did it in St. Louis, Missouri, where it's stored at that Westlake landfill, and it has a burning event that's releasing these radionuclides. Okay? weapon plans stolen. In December 1999, the FBI was investigating how China obtained plans for a specific nuclear device. Wen-Ho Lee was accused of stealing nuclear secrets from Los Alamos National Laboratory. That's the connection. Federal officials, including then Energy Secretary Bill Richardson, publicly named Lee as a suspect before he was charged with a crime. The United States Congress held hearings to investigate the Department of Energy mishandling of his case. Republican senators thought that an independent agency should be in charge of nuclear weapons and security issues, not the DOE. All but one of the 59 charges against Lee were eventually dropped because the investigation finally proved that the plans the Chinese obtained could not have come from Lee. Lee filed suit and won a $1.6 million settlement against the federal government and news agencies. The episode eventually led to the creation of the National Nuclear Security Administration. Okay. So, let's see here. Let's go back. Actually, I want to go to here to the Department of Energy. And then come down here to Energy Research and Development, which preceded this. Okay. Was a United States government organization formed from the split of the Atomic Energy Commission in 1975. It assumes the functions of the AEC not assumed by the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Okay, so they split it in between the AEC and the NRC. So let's see what the NRC says. Okay. It is an independent agency of the United States government. So it's an independent agency even though it's part of the same government that is part of everything else. Okay. $879 million annual budget. See, Fukushima nuclear disaster. Put in plans, more plans. Mission statement. Okay, let's see who the first chairman was of the NRC, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. You figure they put somebody in there that, wouldn't have a bias or anything. Let's see. Oh, Bill Anderson. United States Air Force, Major General, former electrical engineer, nuclear engineer, NASA astronaut, and businessman. That should be in blue too, right? Okay, so he's an astronaut. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Graduate of the United States Naval Academy. Okay. Let's get down through here. So, yeah, he was chairman of the NRC from 75 to 76, and he became ambassador to Norway. What? So he was an astronaut, he was a nuclear engineer, then head of the NRC, and then he became ambassador to Norway for a year. Then he joined, after 77, he joined General Electric as vice president and general manager of its nuclear products division and became the general manager of GE Aircraft Equipment Division in 1980. Left GE to join Textron, okay? Then he joined General Dynamics, guys. So that's the guy that came from the NRC, that came from these other agencies that were then split into other agencies and put back into this other agency. Right. Okay. Well, now you guys see the whole rabbit hole that this leads to. Okay, let's see who Robert Mueller was advised by. Luis Walter Alvarez. Most brilliant and productive experimental physicist of the 20th century. Alma mater, University of Chicago. Imagine that. Institutions, Berkeley. Okay. He worked on the Manhattan Project, guys. So now you see. He even worked worked with Oppenheimer. He worked with the whole group. So all from one person. Look at that. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this, get ready for more videos that are more extensive, and we'll kind of dive deeper into all this. So hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned and watch for more. So, all right, thanks, guys. Bye. Hey, for those of you stuck around, a little sneak peek for the next video. There's a reason why we're talking about this guy. Let's read this last sentence. In 2016, Richard and Elizabeth Muller co-founded Deep Isolation, a private company seeking to dispose of nuclear waste in deep boreholes. So him and his daughter are co-founders of a private company seeking to dispose of nuclear waste in deep boreholes. Down the rabbit hole, borehole we go.